Okay, we are live. I'm just going to go over here to the main page. Let me just reload it because I'm so neurotic and I want to make sure that it's streaming. And it should be. There's no reason why it shouldn't be. I'm guessing everybody can hear me here. Page. Let me just reload it because I'm so neurotic and I want to make sure. Ah! Now it's reloading, but it's playing and I'm trying to get it to stop. What if I just shut down the page? Hold on, almost there, guys. Computer's running a little bit slow.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to sign off and back on real quick. My thing seems to have frozen up.
Yours is frozen up. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but it won't let me, like, go mute my mic.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah.
I can see you. I mean, if it's quiet in your room, that's fine. We can, because I can hear you fine.
Okay. I just didn't want to give you guys feedback when you're talking.
And I might be able to mute you. I just don't know that I can unmute you. Well, we'll just go ahead and get started. Hey, everybody, this is Julie Becker. I've got Georgia Williams and Lutisha Merlin here with me tonight. This is the Women of Top Team Hangout, our regularly scheduled Wednesday night engagement for you at 9 p.m. And we talk about all things INFINii, especially with respect to a woman's point of view and perspective. We are successful women within INFINii running e-commerce businesses, and we kind of talk about things a little bit differently. It's very real talk here. We're very much engaged and focused on giving you real information about what's going on with our businesses, what's going on with INFINii, what it takes, obstacles, successes, just to give you perspective. Some of you, most of you probably that are coming and viewing this are probably not involved with INFINii yet. I know some of you are, but a number of you are not, and you're probably here coming to get more information, to get a little bit more of an idea of what INFINii is, how it works, and whether or not it's something that's for you. And those are all questions that we want to help you to answer. The purpose of these Hangouts is to give you enough information if you're not involved so that you can answer yes or no to whether or not this is for you. So that's really what the purpose is here, is to help bring you and give you as much information as possible so that you can say, yeah, that sounds cool, that sounds like it's for me, or no, I really don't think that's up my alley, and either way is great and it's fine. I hope that my internet connection is a little bit better this week. Last week I know it was a little shoddy. I am still traveling in New York and visiting my family, and that's why I have this kind of a business, is because I can travel and go do the things that I want to do and see the people that I want to see, and I can work business in and around that. So I'm in a different location this week. I have different internet, so I really hope that you can all hear me well, and I'm not fading in and out, and so on and so forth. I am not coming on camera tonight because I was running around in the lake today and camping, and came back and got showered, and so I'm not going to come on camera looking all that. I'm clean. I'm just, in my comfy clothes and my glasses and whatnot. So I'm just going to show you my picture instead. So thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. We really appreciate you being here, coming to find out more information. I do check comments, the comments section on the Women of Top Team Hangout page, and if you're on that page, if you're on the video and you scroll down, you'll see a couple of little buttons there. One of them's yellow, and it says Join the Women of Top Team here. And what that yellow button will do is it'll take you to a sales page, and it'll give you a link where you can actually join INFINii. So whoever sent this to you sent you this Hangout page. You can so at any time, if you want to do that, you can click that link and do that. There's a little purplish pink button that says click here for WOTT testimonials. It just gives you some testimonials. And then down below that is a comment section, and people put comments in there. And sometimes people ask us to cover different topics and issues for them, and sometimes people even post them on my YouTube account or send them to me on Facebook and so on and so forth. So I'm going to, before I forget, and I'm going to hand it over to these other leaders to just talk about whatever they want to talk about. I'm just going to just cover a couple of things that people wanted me to spend a little bit of they requested me to cover these particular topics. For those of you that are new, you know that INFINii is an amazing platform, okay? But it's not just a training platform. It does provide wonderful training and tools to help you build e-commerce businesses, executing business models such as drop shipping on eBay and Amazon, as well as selling on Bonanza, which is another e-commerce site. Gives you training on execute selling products on Shopify, and they'll also teach you how to brand products and sell your own products on Amazon through FBAs. So a lot of really amazing training there. The tools that are in place there are really great. Our tracking system, excuse me, is working very, very well. I know they're just building some additional functionality into it this week. I was just talking with the ladies real quickly about that before we started. So they're constantly putting in these great tools that will allow us to execute our businesses better, faster, give us more control, more automation, and running our e-commerce businesses. So that has been amazing. You know, they've been doing that for many, many years now successfully. They have a great track record. We've built really great relationships. I mean, we're able to build really good, our corporate team, I should say, is able to really work with like big manufacturers and suppliers and things like that to get products en masse and bring them into what's going to be INFINii marketplace, because we have such a presence in the e-commerce world. That should tell you something about INFINii. You know, major players want to work with us because we have so many people. We are basically considered, you know, the top standard for training people how to professionally sell in e-commerce. So we are the standard. That is what INFINii is. We are the standard for teaching people how to do that. I did mention marketplace real quick, and that's where you know, vendors, people who are manufacturers of major name brands, people who are wholesalers for major name brands and great products, they'll be coming in and they'll be offering products just to INFINii members at really heavily discounted prices, so we can turn around and buy those products and sell them on places like eBay, Amazon, Bonanza, Shopify, WooCommerce, all these other places. So that's coming. Somebody specifically wanted me to cover, though. They wanted me to cover, excuse me, I have a little tickle, Signal Forge. And if you're new to INFINii and you haven't heard anything about Signal Forge, just hang on for a second while I cover this. Signal Forge is a digital product. INFINii will also be incorporating a digital marketplace where digital products will be able to be sold to our members. Signal Forge is a new offering that is actually being offered by INFINii itself. And what Signal Forge does is it creates trading signals based on currency pairs, okay, like the euro versus the US dollar, you know, the Great British Pound versus the Canadian dollar. There's currency pairs, and then they'll have a ratio of what they're worth, and then they'll either go up or down in a certain time frame, and Signal Forge produces binary options that will tell you, okay, I think in 2 hours this pair will be higher than 1.58. It's just a straight, you know, guess. The signal saying it's going to be higher than this, or the signal says it's going to be lower than that by such and such a time. So that's what it's going to issue. These signals can be very powerful. I watched the company previously as it went through an iteration with this. Well over, you know, gosh, it was well over a year ago. They've been working on this for a couple of years. Signals are very, very powerful. It's something right now that's a great solution for our international members, because we've made a partnership with a company called Binary.com, and they are best in class, and they are very well respected, and their brokerage of binary option. So you can feel confident putting your money in there. There's a lot of different brokers that are out there, and you can put your money in there and trade with some of these different brokers, and then you try to get your money out, and it can be a little bit of a challenge. And you know, how do you know which is a good one and it's reputable? How do you not? It can be really hard to tell. Binary.com has got an amazing reputation, and INFINii is working with them. They are utilizing coding and programming and plugging right into their system so that our signals can like automatically trade if you have a binary.com account. Now, if you are a U.S. member, they are not accepting U.S. customers. And you'll find that a lot of brokers don't accept U.S. customers, and the U.S. has very strict laws about not wanting U.S. residents to be involved in like automated trading. So, you know, that's why it's right now that solution, I mean, is amazing for our international members. I will say if you are a U.S. resident and you currently have an auto trading, if you have not auto trading, if you have a brokerage account that you do trade binary options with, and you have been doing that, and if you're comfortable, you know, if you're comfortable with trading the signals manually when they come in throughout the day, you still can get this product. You're absolutely able to do that. Oh, what's popping up here? I don't know. Something's popping up on my screen. I don't know why. Hopefully you can all still hear me. So anyway, if you're a U.S. resident and you are comfortable trading manually, you can still do that. We will be building in functionality with a company called Nadex, and that company, Debbie, is that you? If that's you, I need you to mute your mic.
How do I do it? I'm sorry.
There's a little thing. I'll do it for you. There's a little menu at the top of your screen. Hang on one second.
Oh, I got
it. Okay, yep, you're muted. Hopefully you can still hear me. Can you guys still hear me?
Yes, Julie, you're good.
Okay. All right. Sorry about that. So SignalForge, we're working on more automated trading solutions for U.S. members. We'll be working with a company called Nadex. You can Google them. They're very reputable. You do have to trade SignalForge will be supplying that, and they will be working on a more automated process. Won't be fully automated, but they're working on a system where INFINii. SignalForge will come in email and say, do you want to trade this signal or not? And you just have to, you know, click a yes or no, and then it'll trade the signal for you. So you still get, you know, you get emails. It's not completely automated, like it won't go into your account and trade it for you, but it's as close as we can get in the United States and still be compliant with the laws. Everything's been run through the SEC. They know exactly what we're doing. We are compliant. We spend a lot of time putting this in place to be compliant. Sorry, excuse me. So if you are a U.S. resident and you want to, you are interested in the auto trading, then hang tight. You know, that solution will be coming. I can't give you a time frame right now. I know they are working with Nadex, and they are working on those APIs and getting that all integrated. But you don't want to rush programming. You want it to be all in place and functioning correctly. And I know they've been testing it, and you know, making sure that things work correctly. And I'm definitely one who's like, you know what, take a little bit of extra time to make sure it's working completely correctly before you launch it out. I'm completely cool with that, because when I get it, most of us, we get our hands on it, we want to get it and roll. The next thing I was just going to touch on really, really quickly, because it's 1:15, and I want everybody else to get a chance to talk. Somebody asked me to cover the topic of Amazon Nexus. Okay, let me just tell you real quickly. The reason why they're asking me to bring that up is because I sell products on Amazon. Okay, and when you sell products on Amazon, this is a tax question, just so we can be clear. you are a person that sells on Amazon, and there's different ways that you can collect taxes for your business and pay taxes for your business, and different ways of running your business. So understand, I am not a tax professional. I cannot give you advice in this area, but I can tell you what it is. What Nexus is, it's referring to basically whether or not you have the obligation to pay taxes within your geographical location. Use the sales, wherever the product that you sell, wherever it's delivered, people can pay sales tax based on where it's delivered to, where the product is being sent to. So, for example, some tax professionals and some people say that whatever state that Amazon has a warehouse in, which is almost all of them by now, whatever state Amazon has a warehouse in, there's a nexus, and what they say that, and again, this is not agreed on by all tax professionals, okay? That is opinion only, even for that. It's people's interpretation of the law. It's very, it's not black and white, but some people will say that there's a nexus in every state that Amazon has a warehouse, and that you should collect sales tax in all of those states. You collect it from your, whenever you sell on Amazon, you can set up your settings in the back office to collect sales tax in certain states, and then you'll pay the sales tax to those, you'll pay it on to those states after you collect it. Okay, there's other professionals that will say, well, listen, it's only based in your home, the state where you reside. The law is not clear, and wherever you reside and your legal business entity is, you can collect the state taxes there and just charge those people that buy products, and they buy them and they're sent to the customers within your state, and you only collect sales taxes from them, and then then pay it on to that state. So that's what nexus means. It's a tax term. What I advise you to do is talk to a tax professional. I know that TaxJar is a great place to get advice, but I will tell you that they sell a product. That's a very good site. They have a lot of great information. Okay, I encourage you to go to that site. But they do have a product that they will sell you that says, we'll organize that all for you. If you set it up in Amazon to collect all these things, we have software for you that will help you, help you collect all that stuff, when you've got it set up, and then it'll pay it all out to these states, and we'll work with you on that. That's completely fine. If you want to do that, I encourage you to go look at that information. Other people, they talk to their accountants, and their accountants say, you don't have to pay in every single state. The way we interpret the law and the way it looks to us is that if it's in your state, you need to make the decision on your own based on your own research and what you feel comfortable with, and what information you've gotten. So that's what I will say about Amazon Nexus. And then of course there's people who don't pay anything at all there, and they're not doing anything, which I don't advise at all. I definitely advise you to, contact a CPA and talk to them about this. Have them look it up. You make sure they have some experience in that area, and talk to them about it. So that's all I wanted to say about that. Those are two topics that people wanted me personally to cover. And so now I'm going to move on and go on from that, so everybody else has a chance to go on and give you some nuggets and share some wealth with you tonight. So I am actually going to go over and I'm going to pull Letitia out tonight because I really want to hear from her. And Letitia, I'd love to know how your last week has been going, what you have been focusing on and spending time on. For those of you who all aren't familiar with Letitia, if you don't know her very well, her and her husband Joseph have been doing quite well on eBay, really growing that. She's built a Shopify store and has expanded to that and is working on that as well. But I'm going to hand it over to you, Letitia, because I want to hear, how you've been doing with INFINii, what you've been focusing on, and what you've been doing. And let's just hear from you because my voice is about to crack.
Thanks, Julie. So really this last, I'd say 5 days has been kind of a really busy one for me with my eBay, because I was a naughty girl and did not follow the training as I should have. So this is going to be a lesson learned for anybody listening. Just because eBay says we don't require something, when the training tells you you should do it anyways, you should do it. I made the mistake of listing a lot of items without putting UPC codes on them. Now, the training will tell you that this is something that you should do, and eBay's like, oh, well, unless it's these specific categories, you really don't have to. So I got lazy and stopped looking up UPCs or buying UPCs and putting them on my products. And there was, I don't know if it was a change in eBay altogether, because I still haven't quite pinpointed down what happened, but I had 500 listings go inactive for not having UCP codes. And when I look it up, they all fall under the home and kitchen categories that don't necessarily require a UPC code. However, my message from eBay was, you may not relist these until you put UPC codes on them. So I have been busy putting UPC codes on 500 listings and reactivating them. And actually, it was really good timing on some of them, because some of them were really old and needed some heading fixings, even needed to have their actual descriptions like moved around and changed a little bit, kind of get more updated, because I had messaged or had posted them, 8 months ago, and really what eBay's looking for now versus 8 months ago is a little different. And so I got to do a lot of sprucing up. And I will admit, I was pretty frustrated in the beginning. It was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this happened. I can't believe that, this is all falling apart. But in the end, I've actually got my my ranking up over the weekend, I should say, because my sales are going up, and eBay has this great little thing now when you're looking at your overview page. It tells you where your sales are compared to where they were 30 days ago, where they are compared to a year ago. It shows you like what your click-through rate is, what your what your ratio is of selling compared to just people looking. And in the last 2 days, all of those are now up and in the green, whereas they were starting to fall down a little bit. So my frustration of having this happen actually turned into a really good thing, and my eBay store is looking all nice and pretty and new and shiny again. And I've had 4 sales today, so I'm not complaining. I'm glad that I was just able to take the time and get it done. And that's the one of the great things about, I think, this business in general is that things do change, but they're usually small things, and they're usually easy to fix, and you're usually able to really go through it. And once again, I said, learn from my lesson. When you watch the trainings and you listen to the trainings, if they give you those little nuggets of, hey, this is probably better if you do it now, do it. You'll save yourself a whole bunch of time and headaches that I did not save myself. Other things, videos. For those that don't know, my husband and I agreed to do the INFINii together, and I would do the e-commerce side. I would just, basically be doing the eBay store and the listings and the Shopify store when we got to that point. And the Shopify store is 100% my baby. But I'll get into that some other time. And my husband would do the network marketing side. He would do YouTube videos, and he would do ads, and he would do our Facebook page. and I wouldn't have to do any of that. I was like, I'm not a salesman. I don't want to do videos and stuff. And thanks to Julie, who kind of like, oh, come do Women of Top Team with us, kind of pushed me out of my comfort zone. So I started coming and doing the Women of Top Team Hangouts. And I actually enjoy it, and I don't mind it at all. And so that kind of got me into doing YouTube videos. And originally, I have we have 2 YouTube channels. I have a YouTube channel that is just mine for my weight loss journey that I'm doing, and then he has our INFINii business networking YouTube channel where he does his videos about INFINii and what we do. And we now have 9 videos up about our INFINii stuff, and 4 of those are just me, and then 1 is the 2 of us together, and we're going to do another video together tonight after the Hangout that I'm actually really excited about, so I can't wait to get that one out. Probably won't have it posted until tomorrow, but there's just so much to do, and it's, you know, I kind of dreaded and dragged my feet getting involved in INFINii when my husband was super, super excited and wanted to jump in, you know, feet first. And now that I'm doing it, I actually really enjoy everything I do. I enjoy listings. I enjoy dealing with my eBay customers. I enjoy talking to the eBay support team when I do something stupid. I'm enjoying making the videos. I now send out emails to all of our contacts, and that was always his job. And he's enjoying getting to relax and hang with the kids while I'm kind of picking up his slack right now. So there's, I don't know, if you're nervous about doing something, or you're nervous about not wanting to do something in this business, don't be, because there are many avenues and revenues and things to do in INFINii. You can just do e-commerce, or you can just do network marketing, or you can start merging the 2 and doing the 2. And with Top Team is such a great place to be. At least I think so, because everybody there supports you and kind of pushes you a little bit, and we all kind of like learn to grow and move and be outside of our boxes. And that's so important when you really want to grow and take your business somewhere, is to learn to go outside of those boxes.
Awesomeness. I love it. Well, you know what? Thank you so much. I mean, it's so funny, guys. I mean, if any of you have been on since the beginning, you remember when Letitia first came out, and I was like, come on out. It's just like we're talking and having a conversation, which it is. And now she's all like, and you know, she was just on the picture for a while, and she's like all on camera now, and she's like comfortable with it, and she sounds right, guys. She sounds like she's been talking on these things for forever. So it really is just something. I mean, a lot of times it's just like you have to get out of your own way and get out of your own head and just do some different things. And I love what you brought up too about the UPC codes. In fact, I know that there have been a couple of postings on our Top Team Facebook group this week regarding that very same issue, that eBay now is, saying that, well, they're not technically required, but your listings will rank better if they have more information in them, more item specifics, UPC codes. And so it was very apropos, and I love what you said about, something that you think may be an obstacle. It may just be something that's a very short-term thing, and yes, it may take you a little time that you have to sink into it, something that you have to, fix or finagle or figure out. But a lot of times, if you'll just take the time to do that, things will work out better for you. You will come out stronger, better. Your business will increase, just like Letitia said, and it did for her. Just to let you know too that again, this is information. Some of these things, Brian Bramer, who's an awesome leader on our team, great. He's like an eBay Nazi. And I'd say that ninja. He is just amazing. He's awesome, and he was posting some great information about the UPC codes, talking with eBay. He's a power seller and a very, very high status, and he's posting some really good content in the Top Team. So if you're not on our team and you're looking for a good team to join, you just heard Letitia give you a good nugget. Even if you're not in INFINii, but you're selling on eBay, she just gave you a good nugget for free there, you know, with making sure that you have codes in there and correctly. And if you need guidance on that or you want more information, we've got it in our team groups and in the INFINii training. So highly encourage you. That's you know, one piece, but we keep each other in the loop and updated constantly. So if there are changes going on or things are being upgraded or eBay's changing something or anything like that, you know, you're going to be in the know on that and you're going to be up to speed on it versus if you're trying to do this yourself and you're in different groups that aren't necessarily, follow a certain training or, you know, they may not be as focused. This is very focused. This is what we do. This is how we earn our living. This is how we grow our businesses. We are very focused and we're very serious about it, so we are very engaged. And if you aren't currently in INFINii, just know that the Top Team group is very engaged, we're very focused, and we are up to speed on the latest stuff that's going on. So I just wanted to thank you, Lutisha. That was awesome information. Your YouTube videos are awesome. I watch them too, and I'm like, man, they're getting so good.
Thank
So
you.
I really enjoy that. I mean, you know, it's fun to watch people grow. It's awesome. Oh, let me see. Debbie, okay. Debbie coming in again. Okay, all right, well, I am going to, Georgia, I wanted to bring you out. Georgia is an amazing speaker. She has been a listing phenom, right, Lutisha? I mean, she's been listing like, I know that one day she was like, my goal is 25 a day. I'm like, you are so crazy. But again, we do have some really cool, if you have watched any of the sales videos, you may not have seen this, but we do have an awesome tool called the Eloquent product. Oh gosh, I can't remember what it's called, but it helps you find products to find a list really, really quickly. I'm losing my mind. And so that can help you really find. I mean, you can really, and with our auto lister, you can find stuff to list real fast. So, Georgia, talk about how your week has been. What have you been doing? What's going on with you? And what do you got to share?
Thank you, Julie. What I've been doing this week is sort of like with Letitia, going over some of my older listing, kind of tweaking them and making them more up to date. And because when you first start out, you're getting your listings up, but they're not as prime as they could be. Okay, so when you go back in and start messing with them and adding things and changing things around, they even sound better to you. You know, like, well, you know, I would buy this if it said all of this. So I've been doing that, and I've been keeping up with, I've been concentrating on doing YouTube videos, and I've been keeping up, this is so important, with the Top Team group page, reading the threads every day, because there is so much information that you can learn from by just following the thread. Just today, just to let people out there who are thinking about joining and wondering like which team to join or whatever, let me tell you some of the things that you'll get with Top Team that you may not get with other teams. For example, there are people, I happened to talk to someone at corporate today about someone wanting to switch over to Top Team because they can't get in touch with their sponsor. They hadn't talked to them in 6 months and they don't know, they need some direction, and they see us on Facebook. They see the Top Team postings and everything. So he was curious about, well, how can I get connected to someone that I know that cares and someone that's going to be there and someone that's going to support me and answer the questions that I have. So I spoke with the corporate office today, and she told me what he had to do in order to do that. But in speaking with her, to end our conversation, what she told me was, well, yes, Top Team is really sought after because you guys are doing an awesome job on the e-commerce side and also on the marketing side. So keep up the good work. And that really made me feel proud to be a Top Team member, because we actually do support each other, and we do we jump on the questions that people have, especially people that are new and they run into situations that they may not run into before. I recently signed someone up and I've been answering questions for him, because what starts happening is when you're trying to list and you get these messages they're not really error messages. They're just messages of omission where you've forgotten to put something in or whatever. And then when you're first starting out, it's like, well, what does that mean? So, they ask the top team member, and the top team member can say, well, this is all it means. All you have to do is do this, and you'll be okay. And they do that, and they're okay, and then they thank you, and then they realize what an awesome team they've joined. Okay, and then there's another post today that I'm not sure if she's on Top Team or not. She may be, but she posted a question about one of the sources where she put in several orders and they got canceled. And it said something about the charge being a fraud or whatever. And she was curious as to whether anybody else had run into that. And I said, well, no, I order with them all the time. I hadn't run into that. But I'm curious to know, too, why they would just cancel your order and then send you a message like that. So I called them. If you want to know, just go to the source and say, well, what does this mean? She put in an order. They said that it was a fraud thing because it was being shipped to one place and billed to another address. And I says, well, that doesn't make sense to call it fraud because, if you're ordering this as a gift for someone, even if it didn't have anything to do with e-commerce, if you were just ordering something from this site to be delivered as a gift to someone else at another address, why would it be flagged as fraud? That doesn't make any sense. Why would you even have a different listing for shipping and for billing if you weren't able to put in two separate addresses? So I spoke with her, and she told me that sometimes when there's a high price item and you have a different shipping address and a different billing address, it'll be flagged as possible fraud, and then the order is canceled. But I did find out, and I was able to tell her that they didn't cancel it. Her bank canceled it, or whoever's handling her credit card. Fraud protection is so increased now. I don't know how many times I've had to change debit cards because something's happened and they stop your card because they think it may be fraud or whatever. We're just going to send you another one. So just, get rid of that one, and we're going to send you another one with a different number. Well, and I know it's a level of protection, but we were able to find out that it wasn't the source that she was ordering from that was doing that. It was her bank or her credit card company. And she was able to figure out what happened. It was an error on her part in listing it. But my point is, with Top Team, you can ask us anything. Everybody can benefit from you asking in the group, because you can ask in a private message, and most of the times when you're first starting out, that's the way it is. You ask in a private message, either your sponsor or someone that you know that's doing this, because you don't want to feel like, well, I don't want to feel like an idiot or that I don't know what I'm doing or whatever, and I don't want everybody to know that I don't know this. But as you go on, you realize that, well, you know what, if I ask this in a group, somebody else that's having that same issue will benefit from it. Not only that, you will get 4 or 5 different interpretations from people that have been through the same thing. So you have more than just one perspective on how to resolve your issue. And then the people that are helping you also get different perspectives and a different way of looking at things. So Top Team, to me, is a lifesaver when it comes to this business, to this e-commerce, to this marketing. And I just recently started doing videos, the YouTube videos, and I told myself, I don't know why when you haven't done something, it's not that it's frightening, it's just that you shy away from it because you don't really know how the software works, and you don't really know how you're going to come across, if you're going to make mistakes, and so you kind of just drag your feet. But the thing that made me start doing YouTube videos was not only my sponsor being very supportive and pushing me to do it. It was, if I could come on this Hangout, it's just talking. If you can come on this Hangout and just say what you have to say, if you have a passion about it, you can say it, and you can talk freely, and you can talk with from the heart and let people know that this is how I really feel about this. And so I started doing videos. And of course, even these Hangouts, when we finish, I go back and I listen, because a lot of times I feel like I'm babbling. But then I go back and I listen to it, and I said, well, I didn't sound so bad. I sounded like I knew halfway what I was talking about. So we really wish that other women of Top Team will come on and speak about your experience with INFINii, your experience with e-commerce, your experience with TopTeam, issues that you've run across, the help that you've gotten, the help that you've supplied to other people. Because I've seen people in this group post questions, and they post issues that they've come across and the way they resolve them. And you don't have to. There are people that are making massive amounts of money in this business who are mouths quiet. They never say a word. They just go about their business and running their business, and that's it. And if that's you, that's fine. But the question is, if you need a business and you need an opportunity, if you want to earn some extra money, even if e-commerce is not your end-all and be-all, this e-commerce business can earn you the income to do the business that you really want to do. It can fund your dreams. It can fund the things that you really want to do. So you think about that. You can do this part-time and you can earn extra income to take care of that dream that you've been dreaming all your life. So I just wanted to say that, and I just wanted to say that we're loving this. We're making money at it. We're getting better and better. We're earning more and more, and everybody's on the same level playing field. The people that are making thousands and thousands of dollars have the same training, the same resources, the same support that we have. So think about that. They don't have any inside track. They have the same information, and they're there for you to answer questions for you. So let us help you help yourself. Thank you, Julie.
Thanks, Georgia. Great information, and thank you again so much for coming out. And you know, when I listen to you, I never think you babble. You are always so clear and focused with your thoughts. I absolutely love hearing from you. But it is funny, you know, I'm very much the same way. Sometimes I'll be checking these things out or checking out the different broadcasts, and my kids will be in the room, and it'll pop up, and I'll hear myself talking. I'm like, oh, gosh, I just don't like to hear myself talk. I think most people think that, but, you know, you get used to it after a while, and, you know, everybody is different, and, you know, some people may not connect with me, or they may think the way that I talk is kind of crazy, or they may connect it, they may, you know, hear Georgia and be like, oh, yeah, I get it, I understand exactly what she's saying. Other people may connect up with Lutisha and really just get what she's saying, and that's why it's important for as many people to come out as possible. And yes, if you are on TopTeam, and we've had women come out too I've had members come out who are fairly new, and I'm going to try to, you know, wrestle them up and get them out here again, because it is good experience. And the more plugged in you are, here's the reality, the more plugged in you are, the more committed you are. The more committed you are, the more perseverant you are. And the more perseverant you are, the more likely you are to have success and have it faster. So that's why we encourage people to stay plugged in. It's like anything else. Whatever you're plugged into is what you surround yourself with, and what you surround yourself with determine, you know, it guides your thoughts. It's you're thinking about that, and whatever you're thinking about all the time, you know, leads you to action if you want something to happen. And then when you you know, guided action on what you're surrounding yourself all the time, you start getting results because you're taking action, because you're thinking about it all the time, you're surrounding yourself with the right people, you're doing the right stuff, and that's why we like you to stay so plugged in. Debbie, I don't know if we're going to be able to get you out tonight. I see that I have you up on the screen, but I don't know which account that is in. If you can unmute yourself, we'd love to. Debbie. She says, I'm sorry, I'm such a mess. We're going to figure it out one of these weeks. Don't even be sorry. You know, this is a hangout. Like, I was in the middle of this. When Georgia was speaking, I actually got kicked out, and I was like, I got to get myself back in. Last week I had technical issues. It's technology. Sometimes it works out. Sometimes it doesn't. We all do the best we can, and you know what? It's okay. It's no problem. And hopefully we'll be able to get Debbie out here in following weeks here, because she really is doing well. She is perseverant. She's very consistent. Her business is building. She does quite well, and it's constantly growing. I know she's super excited, and I know Debbie, yes, you have a lot of value to share with people. You know, like I said, everybody says things differently, and what I say might not resonate with people, but what you say might resonate with people. Or maybe, you know, people resonate with Letitia, or maybe people resonate with Georgia. We're all different. We say things differently. We hit on different points, and that's why, you know, as team, we're so important. And that is why we all really love the Top Team as well, because there are so many different types of people in there that have different levels of success, that are proficient in different areas, but they're all in there to help. And that's the thing. The most successful people on this team are the ones who stay plugged in. And yes, everybody is awesome. We have awesome people in our team. Whether you've made one sale, whether you've made 10 sales, or whether you've made 10,000 sales, it doesn't matter. And what we say here is, once you've made the first one, you can make 10,000 more. You've already learned how to do it. You just need to ramp it up. So we are almost at the top of the hour, guys. We like to keep these to under an hour to respect your time. Again, let me just check over to the comments real quick if I still have it up. If I still have this page up, I'll see if there's anything in there, because we do check them. I don't see any comments with people asking us to cover anything. If you are viewing this Hangout, during the week, because we leave these up for a week until we do the one next Wednesday. If you're watching this during the week, please do put in the comments section if you have anything that you want us to cover, any particular topic that you want us to cover, spend more time on, get more details about, have real talk about, whether, if you're saying, well, we are very, and even questions on the product. Listen, we are not hype here. We are real talk. We'll answer questions real time. If there's issues, if people are having issues with a certain tool, we'll say, hey, well, yes, we found out about that, and here's the fix for that, or here's projections on when things will be seamless again, or whatever it is. We talk real talk here. Things do come up sometimes. Sometimes there are obstacles. That is part of life, and we help each other plunge through them, around them, over them, and under them. And that is what we do. We'll answer it in a real way. We're not hype marketers. We're not here to sell you anything. We're here to give you information and help you make decisions and help you move forward. So thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. We really loved having you here again. We appreciate your comments. Feel free to ask questions, and we will do our very best to answer them. Ladies, if you want to come out and say good night, then we will call it a night.
I just want to say, follow your dreams.
Amen.
I just want to say thank everybody for coming and listening to us. We hope that I hope that you guys got something good from this tonight, and we can't wait to see all of you inside Top Team with us.
Right on, and thank you for sharing those nuggets, Letitia. Everybody, thank you for joining us. Join us next week. Put it on your calendars. Know that if you are an INFINii partner, you can get in. You're in the Top Team. You can share this Hangout link as a partner with people who are looking at this business. So, and we can teach you how to do that. So, thank you for joining us tonight, and we will see you next week at 9 p.m. Eastern. Thanks for joining us.